I just wanted to hop on really quickly. I have like 10 minutes because I'm on my lunch break. I'm working from home today. So, hi. I just wanted to just pop on to talk about homeschooling your only child and ensuring socialization. So, I got a question not too long ago, but I've talked about this in a couple of videos, and it was great, banter back and forth and great commentary back and forth about what that feels like. And a lot of parents chimed in and said, I only have an only child too. I've also experienced this, and just going back and forth. It's just because it is definitely a niche because the homeschooling people that I follow, they have a bunch of kids, or they have at least more than one. So it's amazing to learn from them, but then also to really speak up and talk about us only child people over here. So I just want to touch on it. So I wanted to just first talk about exactly what I think socialization is, or what, how I interpret it. Now, of course, you probably have other things that what socialization means, and why it's so important to socialize kids and all those things, right? So when I think about socialization, it's more than just, I'm not saying it isn't, it is more than this. So it's more than just making sure my daughter has friends, making sure my daughter has conversations with other kids her age, or a best friend, that kind of thing, making sure that they have play dates and they can hang out and have birthday parties. Those are super important aspects of socialization, so I agree that those things are socialization. But when I also think of socialization, I'm going to add more to it. When I think of socialization, I think of being able to say please and thank you, being able to read an environment amongst other people who are strangers or who are friends, knowing when something is maybe off. And what I mean by that is if you're walking down the street or you're in an elevator or in a stairwell and you feel like somebody is kind of not sitting right with you, knowing what to do and knowing and having the courage to leave that situation and get safety. Holding the door open for a stranger that's coming in behind you, starting small banters of conversation if you're waiting at the line at checkout, in a safe way, talking about the weather if that's appropriate, helping out somebody with bags, maybe they're older and their hands hurt or whatever, and you can see that and observe that, and you can offer your help if you want to. I don't know, having somebody like you, having a boyfriend, or, and knowing, and having crushes and all those things. So I mention all those things loosely. I mean, there's a lot of things that tie in with that, but those things are also my idea of socialization. So although it's important for me that Ryleigh has friendships and she has lasting friendships and fun times and all those things, it's also important to me that she is kind, that she's aware of her environment, that she can be in a room among strangers but still be able to raise her hand and ask a question or voice her opinion. That if she sees somebody that needs help, she can hold the door open for them, offer to help them out. If somebody's getting bullied, that she can stand up and say, hey, that's not right. Have the confidence to speak up amongst strangers or her friends. So all those things are important. So I say all of that to say that a lot of that for me in this house, in our house, is structured at home. So it starts off at home. And how I do that is very simple. If I'm going through the drive-thru at Dunkin' Donuts and I'm ordering a cup of coffee, as I often do, I make sure and say please and thank you. Way back in kindergarten, when I would do that and Ryleigh be in the car, I would explain why it's important to say please and thank you. Say thank you to your service workers. Tip your waiters. Tip your waitresses. Why you do that. I have small conversations and banters with people at the grocery store. My daughter asks me, do you know them? No, I don't know them, but this is what you do. You greet people with a smile. You're open and you're kind. And I always say that to her. But all of that stuff started for me before she would have even went to school, if that's what we decided to do in kindergarten. She was homeschooled from the beginning, but all that stuff matters to me. Um, how she conducts herself in church, how she conducts herself in a store, um, the level of voice, that the volume that she uses, all of those things. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to talk about. That's kind of thing starts at home for me. The second thing is, yes, she's an only child. So observing my daughter, I realized how she is super extrovert. So I'm an introvert. Ryleigh is super extrovert. She loves an audience. She loves to tell jokes. She loves to tell stories. She's writing poems right now, and she comes and recites her poems. Every poem to me, she talks about her art. You know, she gets on the phone with her aunties, and she's talking on the phone with her auntie in Canada and one in New York and one in, she is that person. She loves to talk and to tell stories and be active. My daughter is an extrovert through and through. So with that, I have to feed into that. And what I do is I do the most outside, or try to do the most outside of these four walls. I can't do it for her. What I mean by that is, especially that she does not have siblings, I can't be the one that provides her entertainment. I can't be the one that provides the top 100% all the time socialization. Yes, it starts from me and her father, of course. But as she goes on, I can't do it. It will drain me because she needs it so much more than I can give. So the emphasis for Ryleigh is to get her out. We've done gymnastics and dance and co-op and art lessons, and just this past summer we did like a sport camp where she was out playing sports with a bunch of kids for hours at a time. We sent her to a church camp where she was practicing being independent and being able to be on her own in a church camp. We've done various things for her, and we're looking even into more things. We've done Girl Scouts because she needs that one-on-one attention with other people. So for those who are homeschooling and have an only child, I would see, okay, what kind of child do I have? And if your child's anything like mine, I would put them in as many things as I possibly could and possibly can afford. Some of those things can be free, of course, but I would do that. Yes, every child needs socialization, but some of them, like my kid, needs level 10. Level 10, level 10. So that's my priority, and that's my 2 cents to you about socialization and homeschooling and what it means to me and the importance and what I do for my kid. In fact, she's going into 5th grade this year, and I've said this in another video at some point, I think. The emphasis for her, even though academics are super important in our family, but what's taking precedence now is relationship. What I mean by that, relationship I have between her and I want to make sure that's healthy and whole and complete. Her relationship with God, okay, and then also outdoor activities. So we've already got a list going with a lot of activities that she's going to be doing that require her to be around other kids. Because I want to make sure that she knows how to listen to other adults too, be respectful to other adults. So that's a part of socialization there too. So she's around other adults where she has to listen to them and follow instructions and follow directions. All of that socialization, right? So there's that. So I'm making sure this year that I put her in as much as I could possibly do and can possibly afford, because that's important. So anyways, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm at this now at kindergarten 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 6th year of homeschooling an only child. And it's been ups and downs. It's not been always roses. But by the grace of God, I'm learning. I'm still learning. Okay. Happy summer.